Welcome to Deep Shadows, an eclectic full-contact theater audio drama series, written by Aaron Mays and Colette Cullen. Please like, follow, subscribe, or drop a review anywhere you listen to podcasts. While investigating the suspicious death of a former client, dedicated social worker Joelle Franklin battles corruption, classism, and a broken, underfunded system, while also dealing with the strains the investigation places on her family and loved ones, including girlfriend Siobhan and her brother Michael, a Cook County sheriff. How far will Joelle push, and what will she sacrifice to get to the truth? This is Deep Shadows.
Did you even get to bed last night? I didn't hear you come in.
It was late. I was waiting to hear from Nevin. It's been ages since he's been in touch. I'm really worried about him.
Have you tried calling Tony? Maybe he knows what's happening.
He's not answering his phone either.
I'll make some coffee. You look like you could use some.
No, I'll make it. Give me something to do. I can make us some breakfast, too.
I don't think I could keep anything down. I feel sick.
Opening night nerves. You should go back to bed. You need your beauty sleep for your big night.
Don't. I'm so scared. I wish you'd seen it before it opens.
Well, I don't. It'll be more exciting experiencing it with an audience. An appreciative audience.
I hope so. I've all these what-ifs spinning around in my head. What if the reviewers don't like it? What if the foundation doesn't release the funds? What if the institute doesn't extend my fellowship? What if my visa doesn't get renewed? What if I end up getting thrown out of the country?
Come here. You're a brilliant photographer. They'd never have awarded you the fellowship if you weren't. The exhibition's going to be a great success like all your exhibitions are. And no one is going to kick you out of the country because they'll have me to answer to.
Sorry. I know you've a lot on your mind, but you will be there this evening, won't you?
Of course I will. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I need you there, Joelle. I really do.
Look, I promise I won't let you down. I'm sorry about Lexi's party. I really am, but it just couldn't be helped.
Michael and Marion are planning on making a night of it. They've got a sitter, so that'll give you time to make it up to them. I thought maybe we'd all go for something to eat afterwards. Hopefully I'll feel like eating by then.
That sounds lovely. Just like you.
I think I'll run a bath. Might help me to relax.
Good idea. I'll even come in and scrub your back.
You could join me.
As much as I'd love to, I have to stick by the phone until I hear from Nevin or Tony.
Okay, I suppose.
Come on, Nevin. Answer your phone.
Joelle Franklin?
Yes.
Joelle?
Nevin, where are you? Who is that?
Officer Cuttis, I think, or maybe it's Caddis. Can't remember which one. They both arrested me.
Arrested you?
I was discovered by security. They took my phone and locked me in a room.
Is that even legal?
I wasn't in a position to object. Security contacted their boss, and their boss contacted the police. It took ages for them to get there. I've just arrived at the station now.
What station?
I've no idea. Where exactly am I?
1st District Central.
Did you get that?
Yes. Does Tony know?
Yes. He came in early and tried to get them to release me, but the security guards had already called their boss, so he wasn't able to do anything about it.
Okay. I'll get on to Michael first, then on to Tony. Hold tight, Nevin.
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Hopefully they'll put me in a cell of my own so I can get some shut-eye. Did you get all the documents I sent you?
Yes. did everything from your phone?
Yes, boss.
Good. That's good.
Time's up.
Michael?
Whatever it is, Joelle, the answer is no.
I haven't even asked you anything.
So you didn't call because you wanted me to do something for you.
I never said that. Look, Nevin's been arrested. He was looking at files in Tony's office and got caught by security.
If he was there with Tony's permission, what's the problem?
Well, technically he wasn't.
Technically.
Tony left the files out only on condition his involvement wouldn't be revealed.
Have you contacted him?
He told me not to. And for once, I'm going to do what someone asks.
That must be a first.
The corporation that runs the unit Charmaine Smith died in are clients of this firm.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave.
I haven't time for poetry, Michael. I need you to figure this out. To get the charges dropped before it goes any further.
And how am I supposed to do that? If he's been arrested, there will be a charge sheet.
Oh, come on. There must be ways and means. There must be someone, in the first. Someone who owes you a favor.
This would be a really big favor, Joelle. You know how I feel about the so-called favor culture in the force.
Yes, Michael, I do. But this is my mess that I involved Nevin in. If he gets a criminal conviction, he'll never be able to work as a social worker or even in child protection again. You're not doing it for me, Michael. You're doing it for him.
There's a guy in the choir, works in the first.
Call him.
I'd be asking him to do something that goes against his beliefs. Like telling lies and being deceitful.
See it as giving him the opportunity of being a good Samaritan.
Oh, so you do remember some of your Bible studies.
Yeah, the useful bits.
I'll give him a call. But you owe me big time, Joelle.
I know. Thanks, Michael.
How about that back scrub I was promised?
I'm on my way.
Actually, could you rub some of that fancy shower gel into my back? You know, the one you bought me.
I bought you fancy shower gel?
Probably as a sorry gift for something you did, or more than likely failed to do.
That sounds about right.
Shit, that's my phone. Might be something to do with the exhibition.
I'll get it. Hi, Marion. Siobhan's having a bath. She's a bit wound up, so she's trying to relax.
I just rang to wish her good luck for tonight.
She said you and Michael were coming.
We sure are. We're both looking forward to it. A night out together with adults.
That sounds vaguely pornographic.
Just your filthy mind.
Look, I know you're still annoyed with me, and I totally get that, but tonight is Siobhan's night, and I don't want anything ruining it, so can we bury the hatchet just for tonight?
I have no intention of ruining Siobhan's night.
Thanks. Oh, while I have you, I wanted to ask you something.
You serious?
Look, I know what I did was unforgivable, and I really am sorry about it, but this is for Charmaine. I'm arranging her funeral, and I thought it'd be nice if her ashes could be interred with her mother's.
Yes, that would be nice.
And I was wondering if you could find out where she was buried. Would that be in her hospital file?
I can check with Loretta. Hopefully she hasn't put that file back in the archives yet.
Thanks, Marion. I really appreciate it.
Like you said, it's for Charmaine.
Yeah. See you tonight, Marion.
Yeah. See you, Joelle.
Michael just told me the news.
Yeah, they let me go with a caution, which will only stay on my record for a year if I keep my nose clean.
That's a relief. What was that battle axe from HR doing here? Just passed her on the way in.
That battle axe has given me 20 minutes to collect my things and exit the premises. See that security guard by the door? He's making sure I don't nick anything.
Don't move another muscle. I'm going straight into Rita and figure this out. If anyone's getting fired, it's me.
Look, Joelle, it was my fault. I should have been more careful about my phone.
It was just bad luck that security passed by the door when they did.
Well, it's not your fault.
None of this would have happened if I hadn't put you up to it. It's totally my fault.
I'm a grown-up, Joelle. I make my own decisions. I didn't have to do it if I didn't want to.
Don't you dare leave until I come back.
And a good day to you too, Joelle.
This is all wrong and you know it.
Yes, Joelle, it is all wrong. It has your fingerprints all over it, but Nevin insists he was flying solo, that you knew nothing about it. That's what he's told me. That's what he's told HR.
Come on. You know that isn't true.
What I know and what's on record are two very different things.
I'm putting it on the record now that it was me and only me. Nevin was merely following my instructions.
Nevin is going either way, Joelle, which means we're down one staff member. As you know, there's a ban on filling vacant positions, so he won't be replaced. If you go too, that'll be 2 unfilled vacant positions. How is that helping the families and children we're supposed to be serving?
This is so unfair.
You of all people must realize by now that there's nothing fair about the world we operate in. Now, if that's all, I've got paperwork to complete.
How will Nevin get another job without a reference?
If I was Nevin, I'd put my immediate boss down as my referee. Wouldn't you, Joelle? Now, I really have to get on with this or he'll be going home without a paycheck.
Thanks for meeting me again, Lisa.
This really has to be the last time, Joelle. It's too risky.
I promise, definitely the last time. I was wondering, is there anybody in management who's unhappy with the privatization?
There's a guy called Mouse McSweeney. I think he's an accountant, but he's nice. I saw a couple memos from him arguing against it.
And you don't happen to have his number, do you?
No, but if you ring the main office, they'll put you through to him. Look, I really have to go now, Joelle. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Lisa. You've been a great help. Say hello to Al and the kids.
Thanks, and you say hello to Siobhan, too.
You sure we haven't met before? You look familiar.
I don't think so, Miles. Must have one of those faces. So, what do you think? Probably makes more sense to you than me. You're an accountant, aren't you?
Who suggested getting in touch with me, by the way?
I'd rather not say, if you don't mind.
And I suppose you're not going to tell me where these documents came from either.
That was the deal with the person who sent them to me?
Well, there's a clear pattern. The Prosper organization sets up a new corporation for every unit they take over. So if a problem arises, they can dissolve the corporation and the problem goes away. Also gets rid of messy lawsuits.
But the problems don't go away for the youth living there. They've been responsible for units with suicide, prostitution rings, drug dealing. It's a catalog of disasters. These are vulnerable young people we're talking about.
I hear you. Believe me, I hear you. They leave the problems for someone else to clean up and continue on their merry way. Can I have copies of all these documents?
Sure. I'll send them to you now, but can you hide where they come from?
No problem.
So what can you do?
Knowing these would pop up on a file somewhere if we perform due diligence is worth risking the wrath of my bosses. When I show these to the right people, my guess is the privatization will put on the back burner. They'll be pissed, but stopped in their tracks for now.
You really think so?
Their mistake? Backing one horse. If that horse falls, then it's game over. The labor unions would have a field day if all this was discovered during due diligence.
Well, that's great. But it doesn't really get justice for Charmaine. I tried to convince the police to take a case for negligence. You know, for not even noticing she hadn't been seen for a while, but They weren't interested.
Might be worth running that by someone in the DA's office. Bit of a long shot, but you never know.
I tried. You wouldn't happen to know someone I could approach? Someone sympathetic?
As a matter of fact, I do. My sister Dara.
You think she might talk to me?
We're from a large Irish-American family. Dad was a cop and Mom was a nurse. We were brought up to believe in public service.
Same here. My parents are both in the military.
I'll text Dara to expect a call from you.
Thanks, Miles. You've been really helpful. You're the first person that's actually taken all of this seriously and is prepared to do something about it.
Glad I could be of help. Take care, Joelle.
Couldn't remember how much creamer you used, so I got it black. You can add your own.
Thanks, Tony. I'm sorry about last night.
Was Michael able to do anything for Nevin?
Got him off with a caution, but Rita fired him. In fairness, she had to when HR found out. Soon as they discovered he worked for DCFS, they were contacted to check his identity.
He had his staff ID on him?
He's no master thief.
And his phone wasn't on silent?
Not the smartest move either, but he did manage to photograph some incriminating documents that'll stop Prosper Living in its privatization tracks.
You think?
Let's just say I have a strong suspicion.
Well, at least some good will come of it.
What's wrong? You seem, I don't know, a bit down.
Just heard I won't be on the partnership list they're announcing at month end.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Tony. I really am. It's not anything to do with...
As the managing partner so elegantly phrased it, there's nothing they can prove, but it had the whiff of the ghetto about it.
He said that?
Yes.
That's racist. You could take an equal ops case against him, no question.
Yeah, and no question, a top-tier law firm would never hire me again. Welcome to the real world, Joelle.
Thanks for letting me know. Joelle! I just put down the phone to budget and management services.
Caught dipping into the petty cash?
Seems like someone's been poking their nose someplace they shouldn't. Don't know why you sprang to mind. Call it feminine intuition. Am I allowed to say that under equal ops?
Don't know. Check with your friend in HR.
Got me thinking. Which of our cases could possibly have anything to do with budget and management services?
Charmaine Smith.
Doesn't ring a bell. What's her case number?
The young woman found dead in Prospect Heights?
The case I told you to leave to the sheriff's office. The department whose job it actually is to investigate dead bodies.
Well, they didn't do it properly. They dropped the case as soon as they could.
I'm sure they had their reasons. Is that what this Nevin business was all about?
It's complicated.
No, Joelle, it's very simple. When I issue a directive, I mean it to be followed to the letter. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
I told you to back off that one for a reason. Trust me, you don't want to mess with those guys. They'll gobble you up and spit you out before breakfast.
Thanks for the warning.
Which, of course, you ignored. It's no secret I'm in line to replace Carney when he retires. My intention had been to recommend you as my replacement on the assumption you could keep your nose clean. Both our noses clean. That way we'd both be in a better position to help the Charmaine Smiths of this world.
What now?
I don't know. You've taken it out of my hands. The bigger picture. That's what you have to start focusing on, Joelle. The bigger picture. Learn something from this. If you mess with the wrong people, other folk pay the price. Collateral damage. It's not something you want on your conscience.
Anything else?
I'm sure I can rustle up the funds to give Charmaine a good send-off. Poor kid. It's the least she deserves. Can you organize it?
I was planning to anyway, but thanks.
And for the record, I'm sorry about Nevin. But HR gave me no option. It was him, or him, you, and me.
I'm sorry I put you in that position.
See? I knew you had it in you to be reasonable. Gotta take this. Process the paperwork for the funeral costs and I'll sign it off. Hey, Ted, haven't heard from you in a while.
Joelle?
Siobhan, how's it going?
Not too bad. Everything's set up. Where are you?
On my way home to take a quick shower and change.
Great. You'll be here on time?
Oh, ye of little faith.
Is that another call waiting?
I think so.
I'll let you go then. I can't wait to see you. Love you.
Love you too.
Joelle,
Hi, Lisa, what's up?
sorry about the background noise. I'm in the playground with Harriet. She's on the swings.
Something up?
I don't know what happened with Miles, but he's been in a big meeting with the top brass all day, and I just overheard them saying they're not going ahead with the privatization at this time. They were all running around like headless chickens, saying they're going to have to revise all the budgets again just as they were about to be signed off. We're all being asked to work this weekend. Lucky I'd booked a half day, otherwise I'd have been there all night.
Oh, that's brilliant news, Lisa. Sorry, it's giving you extra work. Whew, Miles sure was true to his word.
Yeah, he's one of the good ones, and there's not many of them in there.
Well, I'll let you get back to Harriet. Thanks for letting me know.
No worries, just thought you'd be pleased.
I'm over the moon.
Hi.
I was looking for Nevin.
You Joelle?
Yes,
He's not here. I think he's gone to the bar.
the one with the ice cream?
Yeah, that's the one. You know where it is?
Yes, thanks.
Hey, Marion, Michael, over here.
Wow, Siobhan, fancy schmancy.
Congratulations, Siobhan. What a turnout.
How's it going?
Okay. Well, to be honest, good. I had a brief interview before it was officially opened with a reviewer from Photocracy. Shit name, I know, but the most influential academic journal.
That's the one the foundation will base their funding decision on.
See, he does listen to me some of the time.
Always, darling.
Oh,
Get a room.
we would if we could, but we have the babysitter until late, so this is the next best thing. Where's your nearest and dearest?
I've no idea. Last I heard, she was on her way home to have a quick shower and change.
Well, she'll probably be here soon. You know Joelle, late for her own funeral.
But that was ages ago. I sent her a text to see where she was, but so far no reply.
Maybe she got delayed. Anyhow, aren't you going to show us around?
Be my pleasure.
Get on to Joelle and tell her to get here fast.
Just go into the men's room, gals. We'll catch up with you.
So, seriously, no hard feelings?
You did me a favor.
I did you a favor? Don't you mean the other way around?
You should answer it.
It's my brother, Michael. I'll call him back later.
When I spoke to Sky, that's my girlfriend, she had it all worked out. Said it was a sign. She kind of believes in that stuff.
What kind of sign?
That one of us should move. With me, obviously, seeing as I'd lost my job.
Makes sense, I suppose. But how do you feel about moving to Indiana?
Won't know till I try. There's jobs going where she works, and I can stay in her apartment.
Got it all worked out all right.
And the privatization being called off is the icing on the cake.
Don't mention cake. Don't recognize the number.
Maybe it's from the DA's office.
Miles' sister, Dara. Let's find out. Joelle Franklin? Dara, it's good to hear from you.
Well, where is she?
No idea. Went to voicemail.
She is really pushing it with Siobhan. I can see she's upset, but she's holding it together because she has to. She knew how much this meant to her.
She's pushing it with me, too. Lexi's party, now her own girlfriend's exhibition?
Look, I know we were planning a nice romantic meal together, but call the restaurant and tell them there's going to be 3. I can't leave Siobhan here on her own.
I'll call them now.
Thanks, Michael. At least there's one decent member in your family.
Sorry about having to meet you here. When Chris heard I'd invited a social worker over, she banished me. We both work full time. When the kids come home from daycare, we let them go a bit wild before they go to bed. Chris said you'd put them into care if you saw how untidy the house was. Miles sent me a copy of the county's contract with Prosper Living for the Prospect Heights Community Housing Unit. The stipulations in respect of mentoring and support services are all laid out, as are the staffing levels they're supposed to maintain.
As I told Miles, from what I saw, there's only a glorified janitor and absolutely no support or mentoring services. I double-checked with one of the residents.
I also got the sheriff's office report on Charmaine's death.
Did they ever consider taking a case against Prosper Living for negligence?
Not really something they go after. More civil than criminal.
There's such a thing as criminal negligence, isn't there?
Yes, but it would have to be proven beyond reasonable doubt that Prosper Living were directly responsible for Charmaine's death. And unfortunately, there just isn't sufficient evidence to support that.
What about a civil case? Wouldn't that be something the DA's office would take?
Not in a case like this.
But why not? You said so yourself. They're in clear breach of their contract with the county.
Look, with all these budget cuts, the DA is only interested in cases that are high profile and make the county look good or are a dead cert to win. This case would only make the county look bad.
So it's all down to how things look and budgets.
Isn't everything these days? This is why I invited you over, to tell you face to face. If I thought there was even a slight chance of the case being allowed to go forward, I'd take it myself, but there's absolutely none.
Well, thanks for having a look at it. At least Miles managed to derail the privatization.
And alerted the labor unions. They're already up in arms about all the layoffs. Privatization is like a red rag to a bull with them.
I've never met an accountant or lawyer like you and Miles.
Mom was a labor union woman through and through. We literally got it in our mother's milk.
Well, she should be proud of you both.
Here's my card. Call me if I can ever be of help. I have a feeling our paths will cross again.
Thanks, Dara. And say goodbye to Chris for me.
Still no word from Joelle?
Just a text saying she'll call me as soon as she could.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Shh. Siobhan's on her way back.
You look happy.
That was the director. The foundation will release the funds for my fellowship tomorrow. The institute will be able to make me a formal offer, which I can then send to immigration services.
Oh, that's great news.
Wow, it's all happened so quickly.
The head of the foundation is married to the photocracy reviewer. Apparently she loved the exhibition and has given it a glowing review.
This calls for bubbly. Michael?
Bubbly it is.
I tried calling Joelle to tell her, but her phone switched off. She sent a text apologizing for not showing up, that something urgent had come up. I didn't want to say anything in front of Michael, but I've really had it with her.
I know, Siobhan. I don't know what to say.
She promised she'd be here. What's the point in having a relationship with someone who's never there? Isn't that what this is all about? Sharing your life? Being there for each other through the highs and the lows?
That was Deep Shadows by Aaron Mays and Colette Cullen, directed by Christina Casano, starring the voice talents of Dee Dee Batteast, Justice Hall, Nevada Montgomery, Lesleyann Reilly, Jordan Arredondo, Caitlin Jackson, Luis Bermudez, Julian Serna, Lisa Savegnago, and Andrew Pond. We'd like to thank everyone who supported Deep Shadows on Kickstarter, including Iris Leck, Soul Sword, Christina Kvandal, Jace Diaz, Marcel, Fotine Liakos, Ella Watts, Joey Johnston, Jay Xander Kitanoha, Richard Iyer, Donaldson Cardenas, Kat McKay, Jesse Casanova, and Tyler Gilbert. The support of people like you through this lockdown has made it possible for EFCT to bring these stories to life. Now, if you want to support Deep Shadows, you can do so at redcircle.com/shows/deep-shadows, where you can donate directly to this series. You can become part of the investigation at Patreon at patreon.com/EFCT, where your monthly pledge gets you exclusive access to behind-the-scenes content and merchandise. Wary of commitment? We understand. You can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/EFCT, where you can make a one-time donation, no strings attached. Your support allows EFCT to continue to highlight the works of women, BIPOC, and LGBTQ artists. Thanks for listening. See you next week.